It's no coincidence that this sound is reaching you right now. You are at that critical moment in the universe's ocean of infinite possibilities, where your frequency signature resonates with this information. If you feel the same events repeating themselves in different ways in your life, know that you are spinning like a record stuck in your own observer cycle. But today, we will remember to lift the needle of that record and move into the same rhythm as the universe's vast orchestra. Because you are not just an observer, but a quantum architect who is constructing reality itself. In the deepest layers of your being, an undiscovered potential energy silently awaits. And as you listen to these lines, you are actually beginning to hear the first notes of your own inner awakening. Because while most people fall into the misconception of thinking the world is a solid and unchanging place perceived only by their five senses, reality is like an extremely flexible and fluid quantum fabric that takes shape according to your level of consciousness. The vast and timeless void we call the quantum field is actually a massive, living data repository that vibrates momentarily with your deepest thoughts, repressed emotions, and spiritual frequency. When you don't manage this field with conscious awareness, your old belief patterns, childhood codings, and societal teachings will continue to produce a low-frequency reality for you on autopilot. The question of whether you can hear this silent but profound cosmic invitation is not just a question for your mind, but directly for your soul, because your higher self is calling you to a unique awakening, to completely stop blaming events or people in the outside world, and to readjust and liberate your inner frequency. Switching to the same frequency as the universe is as clear and precise as tuning a radio receiver. If you are tuned to a scarcity mindset, you will never hear the universe's orchestra of abundance. But when you raise the resonance of your heart and mind to the level of love, gratitude, and infinite possibilities, the doors will begin to open spontaneously. The cosmic orchestra continues to play every moment, and you are not just an observer, but both the conductor and the leading actor in this orchestra. When you understand how subatomic particles are guided by your intention, you will see that the solid walls of the material world are actually illusions, becoming transparent with the light of your consciousness. Your current experience is not a coincidence, but an echo of a cry your spiritual signature has cast onto the universal plane. And this echo has returned to remind you that the key to your freedom is in your own hands. As a conscious observer, you invite everything you focus on into the realm of existence. And therefore, it is not what you look at, but where and at what frequency you look that determines the script of your life. To participate in the cosmic symphony means to shed the role of victim and declare your creative authority. In this process, allow all the noisy voices in your mind to fall silent and focus only on the immense lightness of being, because miracles are not the result of effort, but are natural outcomes that occur spontaneously when you are in complete harmony with the flow of the universe. Each of your cells is essentially stardust, and this stardust is designed to beat in rhythm with the center of the universe. But when the chaos of the modern world disconnects you from this natural rhythm, you feel alone and powerless. Yet you are never alone. You are the universe itself, and the universe experiences itself through you. When you step through this door of deep awareness, nothing will ever be the same again. Because as you raise your frequency, you will marvel at how the reality around you dissolves piece by piece and is rebuilt according to your new energy. This invitation is not an end for you, but a true beginning. Honor your own power, seal your frequency with universal love, and allow miracles to become your natural standard of living. Trust in the sacred silence deep within your soul. For that silence is the very highest sound, containing the knowledge of the entire universe. You are the most precious piece of this cosmic symphony, and your radiance serves to illuminate the entire universe. Therefore, you no longer have the luxury of keeping your frequency low. As an awakened consciousness, you are now tasked with creating your own paradise on Earth. As quantum waves shatter a new possibility with every intention you have, transforming it into a tangible reality, the universe's support for you will multiply as you begin to use this power not just for yourself, but for the entire collective consciousness. Now take a deep breath and allow this frequency to permeate your very cells. You are ready, you are chosen, and you are already at the very center of that miracle. Welcome to the Cosmic Symphony. Here, there are not only possibilities, but an absolute state of knowing, and this knowing is the only truth that will carry you into the peaceful embrace of infinity. At this very moment, standing at the intersection of quantum mechanics and ancient wisdom, remember that ancient law echoing in the depths of your mind. The observer effect is not merely a technical term for altering the behavior of subatomic particles in a laboratory setting. It is the most fundamental creative mechanism that weaves the scene of your life thread by thread from the moment you open your eyes each morning. Because the moment you observe something, you actually freeze the infinite waveform of that thing in the sea of possibilities, collapsing it into a single tangible particle, a lived experience. And this reality is in direct resonance with your perspective, your beliefs, and the frequency you emit. Every time you focus on chronic problems in your life, the never-ending feeling of inadequacy, or the seemingly insurmountable obstacles before you, you are actually fixing the coordinates of those low-frequency possibilities in the quantum field, and this is an observer cycle that you unknowingly build with your own hands. However, aligning with the universe on the same frequency is far more than just a dry affirmation. It's about ascending to the meta-observer position within your mind, to the unshakable throne of your higher self, and gaining the ability to look at events from a spiritual distance, without judgment, and with infinite compassion. When you look at the world, what you see is not the world itself, but an external projection of the reflections in your inner world, and trying to erase the image on the screen to change this projection is a futile effort. All you need to do is recalibrate the inner light source that reflects that image. That is, your own consciousness frequency. If you too want to join this sacred wave of consciousness evolution and take control of your destiny by honoring your own creative power, subscribe to this frequency right now. Not just to this channel, but take a courageous step towards the highest potential of your soul and the heart of that vast collective awakening on our planet. Remember that whatever you focus your attention on, you bring to life in the quantum field, and your attention is the most valuable currency of the universe. Therefore, instead of wasting your energy on dragging dramas, past regrets, or future anxieties, you should channel it into the immense creative power hidden within the present moment. The observer effect whispers to you that you are not a victim, but rather the architect of reality itself. Like an electron capable of being both a particle and a wave at the same time, your life is a cloud of possibilities waiting to be shaped by your perspective, and when you look at it with fear, that cloud turns into a storm. But when you look at it with love and certainty, it turns into a bountiful rain. This is not a matter of belief, but an absolute mathematical certainty about the workings of the universe. The magnetic field emitted by your heart is 5,000 times stronger than your brain, and this field functions like a broadcasting station, reflecting your intentions onto the universal network. In the process of constructing reality, no detail is accidental. The challenges you encounter are actually quantum mirrors, showing you what you need to change in your observer cycle. And when you look into this mirror and untangle that knot inside, the scene outside begins to transform as if by magic. At times, you may stray from the meta-observer perspective and be drawn into events. But remember that you are not the storm itself, but the sky watching the storm. The sky is always there, calm, serene, and infinite. The solid structure we call the material world is actually nothing more than emptiness vibrating millions of times a second. And what you fill that emptiness with depends entirely on your quality of observation. If you observe yourself as inadequate and incomplete, the universe will provide you with evidence to confirm this inadequacy. But when you begin to observe yourself as an infinite part of the universe and a complete being, miracles become your natural flow of life. Your observer, GPS, is sending signals to guide you to the highest probability at every moment, and to be able to read these signals, you must silence that noisy ego in your mind and enter that silent state of knowing in the depths of your soul, because the real construction does not begin outside, but in the very heart of your silence. When you awaken, the universe awakens with you, and your awareness raises the frequency not only of your life but of the entire collective consciousness. In this conscious creation process, every step you take leaves a lasting mark in the quantum field. And when you weave these marks with love, trust, and wisdom, the universe's response to you will be beyond imagination, because you have remembered that you are no longer just someone living life, but a reflection of that infinite consciousness which is life itself. And this remembrance is your greatest revolution. Each of us carries a unique electromagnetic field, a distinctive frequency signature that extends far beyond the physical body, sending uninterrupted signals into the infinite fabric of the universe. This signature is like a cosmic identity card, revealing who you are, what you feel, and what possibilities you invite into your life. If, every morning upon waking, your mind automatically fills with anxieties from yesterday, regrets from the past, or uncertain fears about the future, you are actually sending a very strong and clear frequency message to the quantum field. I want to experience the same thing again, those old and familiar pains. Because the universe looks not at what you say, but at the depth at which you vibrate, and your frequency signature acts as a mirror, constantly replicating and presenting your present reality. Miracles happen when you completely stop waiting for external conditions to change, and instead transform yourself within the frequency of that miracle. That is, when you begin to build your inner world independently of external evidence. This process is the art of feeling what has not yet physically occurred, as if it has already happened at the cellular level, and anchoring the frequency of your future self into the present moment, because the linear mind tends to perceive time as a rigid line of past, present, and future. But at the quantum level and in the spiritual dimension, everything exists simultaneously within a vast now. Instead of searching for peace outside, in an event, a person, or an achievement, when you consciously initiate the vibration of that peace within your own biological system and energy field, the physical world will have to obey this new and unwavering inner reality and attune to your frequency. Changing your frequency signature is like shifting the frequency of a radio station from a crackling broadcast to a clear symphony. For this change, you must first become aware of those old, noisy, and dragging thought patterns and understand that they are not your reality, but merely temporary habits. Most people think their emotions are a result of their thoughts. But from a quantum perspective, our emotions are our frequency generators, and when you begin to vibrate with gratitude, love, or complete certainty, you begin to attract all similarly frequency-bound possibilities in the universe, like a magnet. You must break free from the illusion of waiting for an external savior to repair and raise your own frequency signature, because you are already a quantum architect with this power. And every breath, every intention creates a new ripple in this cosmic field. If your current life doesn't satisfy you, it's simply an indication that you're stuck in an old, low version of your frequency signature, and removing that record is entirely possible through your own will. When you initiate a conscious change, even your cells react to this new energy, and your biochemistry reorganizes with this changing, higher frequency. Therefore, maintaining your inner state is far more vital than managing any external chaos. When you change your frequency, not only events but also how people around you approach you, the opportunities that come your way, and even your dreams begin to transform one by one because you are no longer the old you. You are now a shining focus of light resonating with the universe's main frequency of abundance, health, and joy. While this frequency shift may seem like a miracle happening overnight, it is actually the culmination of your conscious decisions and the high focus you maintain every moment. Remember that the universe abhors a vacuum. The moment you let go of your old frequency, those immense possibilities aligned with your new, higher frequency will eagerly fill your life space. When you begin to see yourself not as a victim, but as a master of frequency, the heavy veil over your life lifts, and you begin to dance to the joyful rhythm of existence. Be patient on this journey, but never compromise your resolve, because your frequency signature is your greatest work, and that work awaits to be reshaped by your intentions every moment. Honor your own energy, attune your frequency to the highest dimension of love and light, and watch with great wonder how the unique miracles the universe has in store for you transform one by one into physical reality, because you deserve it, and you are already an inseparable, sacred part of that cosmic wholeness. When you reestablish that deep and unbreakable connection with the universe and raise your inner frequency, not only the material world around you, but also the rigid, linear flow of time you perceive begins to gradually break down and become distorted. This is because time is merely an illusory ruler the mind uses to arrange events. Whereas in the spiritual dimension and the quantum realm, everything occurs in a simultaneous expansion. When you transition to this new level of consciousness, you are amazed to find that sometimes a lifetime's worth of wisdom is contained within a single second of awareness, and sometimes hours fly by as quickly as the blink of an eye. We call this quantum time distortion, and it is the most concrete evidence of how perfectly you are in harmony with the universal rhythm. The most fascinating manifestations of this harmony are those meaningful coincidences we call synchronicity. Situations like your phone ringing just as you're thinking of someone, a question you're seeking an answer to suddenly appearing on a book page or a street sign, or a resource you need arriving unexpectedly. These are actually the alphabet of the universe's hidden and immense communication with you. These coincidences are never simply accidental occurrences. Rather, they are strategic cosmic signals sent by your higher self and that sensitive, observant GPS within you to guide you to the highest timeline, the most magnificent possibility your soul must experience in this incarnation. As you purify your frequency, the frequency of these signals increases, and life transforms into a magnificent construct, seemingly organized by an invisible hand for your benefit. The fact that you are hearing these words right now, at this very second of this video, is a crucial link in that great chain of synchronicity in your life. To seal this energy into your cells and release your intention into the universal network, I ask you to write this powerful sentence in the comments section below. I am aligned with my highest timeline. This simple act is more than just leaving a digital trace. It's like a frequency arrow launching your intention into the quantum field. And when you give this affirmation, the universe begins to rearrange all possibilities to fulfill your intention. To be freed from the linear prison of time means to realize that your ideal future self is already living in another frequency band. And to meet that self here and now, in the sacredness of the present moment, because, as quantum physicists have pointed out, the past, present, and future are actually interwoven layers of energy, and you experience the reality of whichever layer you focus your awareness on. Synchronicity is the universe's way of saying to you, I hear you, I see you, and I illuminate your path. When you begin to notice these signs, the heavy burden of struggle and striving in your life lifts, giving way to a graceful flow and surrender. Instead of waiting for a miracle, you must understand that the miracle is already a process in progress, and you are simply clarifying that image with the right frequency adjustment. The observing GPS doesn't make mistakes. It knows the highest potential in your spiritual contract, and sometimes closes paths, sometimes opens doors that never existed, to guide you there. The obstacles you encounter in this process are not actually obstacles, but protective barriers that prevent you from deviating from your low-frequency timelines. When you trust this cosmic navigation and believe that time can bend and twist in your favor, you will see miracles accelerate, and what seemed impossible suddenly become reality one morning. The disruption of time is a sign that you are transitioning from the limitations of the material world to the boundless nature of the spiritual world, and once this transition begins, it is impossible to return to your old, restricted self. Each synchronicity is a signature of that silent agreement the universe makes with you. Follow these signatures, read the signs, and learn to be the master of your own time, because you are not a leaf tossed about in time, but a part of that infinite source that bends and shapes time with its own consciousness. Now, with this deep awareness, listen to how the world around you whispers to you and honor the immense intelligence behind each coincidence. For as you attune, the universe begins to dance for you, and the rhythm of this dance is determined by the sacred intention deep within your heart. Remember, you are in the right place, at the right time, and at that sacred frequency where you are meant to be. Looking at your life from an observer's perspective right now, you might notice how strangely similar certain events, emotions, and blockages are repeating themselves. This is because most of us are unconsciously trapped within a closed-loop observer cycle that we've created in our own conscious mind. This cycle, due to a node in your frequency signature, constantly brings the same types of people, the same financial constraints, and the same emotional breakdowns before you, as if it were fate. At the quantum level, this is like a record being stuck. Every time your mind repeats a past trauma or a learned pattern of inadequacy, the universal field perceives this energy as an instruction and continues to provide evidence to confirm your belief. However, the most vital truth you need to understand at this point is that these cycles are not a form of punishment, but simply quantum feedback indicating that your consciousness is stuck at a certain point. Once you learn to read this feedback correctly, the process of liberation begins spontaneously. You don't need to go back to the past and repair those memories one by one, or engage in a struggle that will last for years to break the cycles. Because, from a quantum perspective, change is only possible with the sharp light of awareness in the now. And when you give a conscious silence or an unusual new response instead of your usual automatic reaction to an existing cycle, you permanently disrupt the rhythm of that old record. When you start asking yourself, what frequency am I freezing here? By observing this event, instead of assuming the role of a victim in the face of an event, the invisible bars that have imprisoned you until that day begin to become transparent. Liberation doesn't happen with a change in people or conditions in the outside world, but with you recalibrating your own inner observer GPS from victim consciousness to creator consciousness. This is the courage to trust the vast and infinitely possible silence of your heart, even while hearing the restrictive voices of the noisy ego in your mind. Most people spend their energy trying to change the outside world, thinking these cycles originate from the outside. But this is as futile as trying to fix the image in the mirror. The real revolution happens when you change the light in your eyes looking into that mirror. That is, your perspective and resonance. A single new response given with conscious awareness can shatter a long-standing family constellation, a financial blockage, or a relational breakdown in seconds, because the universe is flexible and ready to dismantle old rigid structures at any moment to accommodate your new frequency. You are not a victim. You are the author, director, and leading actor in this cosmic scenario, and you have the power to rewrite the script of the dramatic play you have been performing on stage until now with the pen in your hand. Freedom is not permission given from the outside, but a decision you make by honoring your own creative power. And this decision creates a massive ripple in the quantum field, making brand new, previously unimaginable timelines accessible to you. That familiar pain within the old cycles is actually like fuel for your growth. Instead of rejecting that pain, when you focus on what it is trying to remind you of, the pain transforms and gives way to infinite wisdom and a peace beyond belief. When your spiritual signature expands beyond those old narrow molds, the universe will build a new playing field to suit your expanded state. Be kind to yourself during this process, but never deviate from your intention, because the mind, finding the old safe, will try to pull you back into those familiar cycles. But as an awakened observer, you are aware of this game and conscious enough not to fall into that old trap anymore. When you are free, you elevate not only your own life, but also the entire collective consciousness network connected to you, because every cycle you break opens a path for someone else to be freed. Now stop that old record, lift the needle, and step into the immense and pristine silence the universe has reserved for you. What awaits you there is your purest, strongest, and freest version. This awakening is your most natural right, and you are claiming this right with your current awareness. Lift that last curtain in front of your own light and watch in awe how reality takes shape in your hands. Because the game truly and magnificently begins now, when you remember that these cycles are illusions and that you are an infinite potential. Ultimately, the deepest and most unshakable truth you must understand at the end of this entire journey is that aligning with the universe is not a distant destination to be reached or a reward earned through complex rituals, but a continuous and vibrant state of being you established through awareness of that infinite source already present within you. When the never-ending noise of your mind gives way to the wise silence of your heart, miracles become not rare exceptions in your life, but an integral part of your natural standard of living. Upon entering this new dimension of consciousness, you begin to walk with a peace beyond mere belief, a certainty far deeper than mere knowledge, because you have realized at the most cellular level that there are no external forces to change, convince, or struggle against, only a single sacred frequency to harmonize with within. That sacred place where miracles begin is the moment you enter into complete resonance with the infinite void within yourself. and the limitless potential of the quantum field. There is no fear, no lack, only the immense joy of being and the magnificence of creative power. You are no longer a passive observer waiting for the universe to give you something, but a clear channel allowing the universe to express itself through you, and this awareness is your greatest power. If you wish to further illuminate your own light on this journey and be instrumental in spreading this cosmic knowledge throughout the world, you can honor this energy by liking the video and spreading that high frequency in your heart to this community and the entire universal network. Remember that every wave of positive energy you emit triggers thousands of other waves in the quantum field, and you raise the frequency not only of your own life but also of every soul you touch. Notice your own light and watch with great awe how it effortlessly illuminates all the shadows, all the old traumas, and all the limiting beliefs within it, transforming them into pure wisdom energy, because you, as an awakened creator, have now turned the rules of this universal game in your favor. Miracles will begin to rain down when you understand that the word impossible in your mind has no equivalent in the quantum field. Your intentions are now aligned with the highest good of the universe, and therefore every step you take, every dream you have, and every breath you take is now protected by cosmic support. When you make staying at this frequency a way of life, not just a habit, you will feel yourself walking hand in hand with that great intelligence beyond time and space. It is a path that has no end, only continuous expansion and a higher state of joy. You are the most precious, most special, and most essential part of this cosmic symphony. Your radiance, your awakening, and your unwavering faith in miracles serve the awakening of the entire collective consciousness. Now take a deep breath and allow this immense peace to spread throughout your body, soul, and life. You now know that everything begins with that unique frequency within you and is sealed there in the deepest part of your heart with that silent but powerful yes answer. May your path always be filled with light, your intentions always aligned with your highest timeline, and miracles accompany you in every moment. For you have awakened, and this game is now truly beginning in its most glorious form. With your immense creative power, honor your own magnificence, hold firmly to the sacred truth of your oneness with the universe, and open your heart completely to the magnificent surprises life has in store for you. For you are the universe's most beloved part, and the universe celebrates its own glory through you. Now that you have stepped through this gate of eternity, remember that every moment carries a sacred signature, and that your existence is an indispensable note on the universal plane. For as you raise your frequency, you are not only raising your own destiny but also the vibration of all existence. And once this immense transformation process begins, it will wash over and purify your entire life like an unstoppable flood of light. Trust in your own power, surrender to the flow, and watch with great awe as miracles blossom in your hands. It was no coincidence that this high-frequency journey reached you. If you resonate with this energy, you can subscribe to our channel to become part of our spiritual family. You can also join our community by clicking the Join button if you want to support us more closely. Now, to seal this energy, simply leave these 3 words in the comments. I am making room for miracles. Let this intention of yours be an invitation echoing across the universal network.